Hey guys, you alright? So this morning I saw an article online and it kind of touched a nerve with me. I'm going to start off kind of talking about why it specifically struck a chord with me, and then I'm probably just going to go into a rant. But before I do that, if you do enjoy this video, make sure you give it a massive thumbs up, and if you don't enjoy it, give it a dislike, leave me a comment, do what you want, I don't care. But don't forget to subscribe and... so that you know exactly when I post a new video. So the article I read was about schools in Birmingham stopping teaching a certain program called No Outsiders. And that started in Birmingham, it has kind of spread around the country. But the first important thing is, this isn't just happening in Birmingham. And I will try and link all of these articles down below just so you can read anything you want to. But why it touched a nerve with me is because this No Outsiders program is being taught in primary schools. Now, a little while ago, I went back and visited my old primary school, and I basically went because there was this exhibit on that I wasn't really excited about, but my mum wanted to go and I wanted to see what the school was like because I hadn't seen that building. Well, I left the school about 13-14 years ago, and there was a new school built right after I left, so I've never been able to see what the building actually ended up looking like, and so that's what I was interested in, and that's why I went. So one of the first things I noticed as I was looking around, there was this kind of, well, it wasn't called a mental health corner, but that's what I called it in my head. There was a little box, if you've got any worries, you can like put your worries in the box, and I think it said something like that would be discussed with your year group or whatever. But also there were books there. I can't remember the exact titles, but there was something like it's okay to be sad, it's okay to be angry, stuff about talking about worries and stuff. So that's why in my head I was like, great, this is a good little mental health corner. Great to start children talking about that at such a young age so that it doesn't become as much of a problem when those children get older. So that started me thinking, wow, primary education is really kind of trying to deal with the problems that are going on today, and this is a great step forward. So then we move around the exhibit. I'm still looking at bits of it, but I'm more looking at what's on the walls and kind of interested about the school just in general. And then I noticed something called the Rainbow Flag Award, which I thought was a really great idea. I noticed that it was kind of about LGBT issues and obviously inclusion and involvement, and there was this little string of bunting on display with like triangle flags hanging down, different things about it's okay to be gay and LGBT and whatever, and I thought this is great to be showing kids at a primary school level, because I literally walked away from that thinking, wow, we're going to increase tolerance and lower bullying. All of this is a great thing to be showing kids at that age. So this is why the article that I read this morning really struck a nerve with me, that there are schools in Birmingham that have implemented this No Outsiders program, teaching kids, and let's just point out here, the No Outsiders program isn't just teaching kids about LGBT rights. It's about equal rights across the board. So whether that's about race, gender, sexual orientation, religion, a whole host of things are all covered under the Equalities Act, and that's what this No Outsiders program is teaching. So then I've done a bit more digging into it. Again, I will put all links down below, but this started, it was a few months ago when I first saw an article about it, that 600 Muslim children had been withdrawn from school in a protest against this No Outsiders program. So then the article that I read this morning is saying that 4 more schools have withdrawn the program because of protests. And apparently, I'm just going to read this from the screen here, but apparently campaigner Amir Ahmed said some Muslims felt victimized, but an LGBT group leader said No Outsiders helped pupils understand it is okay to be different. So this is my point here, and the article does also explain that homosexuality doesn't fit with Muslim beliefs, and so that's why they don't want it being taught to their children. And I think it all stems from like the classic old time phrase of, oh, if you teach this to my kids, then they're gonna become gay. When no, actually, if this is taught to your kids, all that's going to happen is they're going to be more tolerant of LGBT kids and people generally as they go through life. And I want to just point on that, like, victimized. The whole point of No Outsiders is that, yeah, lots of different groups have been victimized for different things in the past, and still today. And this program is just trying to get rid of all of that, or as much of it as it possibly can. And it's trying to do it at a young age so that people aren't growing up with these prejudices. And so there, I'll stick with growing up with prejudices. Amir Ahmed also went on to say it's quite disgusting that the school has presented our children as potential radicals. I mean, we shouldn't be thinking of people as radicals or potential radicals, but I mean, people do radical things in every religion. Like, it's not just Islam. I mean, look at the Westboro Baptist Church. Maybe if this were taught to some of their kids, I mean, the Westboro Baptist Church would have a problem, but I think he's trying to say that it's like Islamophobic, when it's totally not. It's about showing diversity completely, and no one's being attacked, no one's saying that your kids have to believe in homosexuality. Actually, I don't like that phrase, because homosexuality isn't a belief, it's something you're born with or you're not. Whereas religion is a belief. Yes, you can have your beliefs, believe in that, do what you want, great. But you have to understand that there are homosexual people out there, and not just homosexual people, obviously it's LGBTQ, everyone. But like, you can have your beliefs, but you have to respect that there are people out there and learn to live in a society where everyone can get along. And that's exactly what No Outsiders is teaching. They're not trying to teach your kids to be gay. I mean, the whole program has been deemed age appropriate by Ofsted, so it's clearly not trying to recruit people into the LGBTQ community, especially not at a primary school level, because that would not be age appropriate. So Mr. Ahmed also says another couple of things. He says that parents who had protested, they're effectively seen as homophobes in the wider community. Well, yeah, you're kind of saying that teaching this to kids isn't okay. That is kind of homophobic. But he also says, morally, we do not accept homosexuality as a valid sexual relationship to have. It's not about being homophobic. That's like saying, if you don't believe in Islam, you're Islamophobic. No, very different. Not believing in homosexuality, which isn't a belief, it's a thing, and not believing in Islam, that's a religion that you can choose to believe in or not. Like, not believing in Islam is not Islamophobic, and essentially not believing that homosexuality is a valid sexual relationship to have, that's not essentially homophobic if that's your belief. But the point where it does become homophobic is when you say this can't be taught in schools as a part of teaching diversity completely. And that's why I mentioned earlier that No Outsiders isn't just about LGBTQ. It's about everyone of every background, different lifestyles, different religious beliefs, different genders, different ages, whatever. It's about the Equalities Act, which is not just about the LGBTQ community. So this is my problem. Like, Muslim groups have been attacked and Muslim people get discriminated against saying that they're part of ISIS, when we all know that's a subset. Not every Muslim is going to be a terrorist. Some are. But then you also look, not every Christian is going to perform hate crimes, but some do. Like, terrorism is not linked to a specific religion. No one is saying that your kids are going to become radicals. They're saying that all kids need to learn about diversity when they're young so that everyone can be tolerant of each other. And the whole point is about current British society and the fact that it is very multicultural, and everyone needs to learn about everyone else to learn to respect each other. And I think when someone says they've felt victimized, I mean, look at everyone else that's being talked about in No Outsiders. Well, actually, everyone's talked about in No Outsiders because it's about equalities. But yes, people have been victimized. Muslim people have been victimized, Jewish people have been victimized, Christians have been victimized, LGBTQ+ people have been victimized. The whole point is breaking all of that down. Like, we're not victimizing you by saying your kids have to learn about it. We're saying everyone needs to learn about everything so that we can all become respectful. And I mean, even me looking back on my education, like, I was taught about Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, Christianity, atheism, and did anyone's parents like remove them from school because they didn't want them being taught about Islam? No, because that would have seemed racist. And so now why is it okay to be protesting when it seems homophobic? It's not. So what do you think about this? Do you agree with the No Outsiders program? Are you against it? Are you threatened by it? Are you victimized by it? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, again, give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't enjoy it, give it a dislike. Do what you want, I don't care. But if you want to watch another video just like this one, there's a couple right over there that you can watch right now. And a subscribe button below me that you should click because I post new videos all the time. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. And I'll see you soon.